Shake 'em up, shake 'em up, shake 'em up, shake 'em. Shake 'em up, shake 'em up, shake 'em up, shake 'em. What it does, what it does, what it does. Welcome live from my mouth to your ears. Another episode of Guess from the Stands. It's your boy Earl 91.
Your boy Big Mike in here. What's happening, people?
And on the rare occasion, I think this might be the first time ever that I was ever last, man. It's your boy Coach Nod in the building.
My boy, welcome.
How y'all feeling, man?
Chilling,
All is
brother,
well,
chilling,
brother.
chilling. We got a hell of a week in sports. Uh, and yeah, man, shoot, we got it cracking. What's good? How was y'all weekend?
The
That
weekend was
shit was
great, bro.
Happy Easter to all those that celebrate. Happy Easter. It was a great Easter weekend. Uh, we officially kicked off cookout season because I definitely got on the grill.
Oh yeah, definitely. Absolutely. I did as well.
Yes, sir. What y'all do for the weekend?
um, Me and my lady went down to the Jordan Brand Classic. Um, Enjoyed that, man, and went out. Just enjoyed some time together, and that's pretty much it, man. Just chilled and watched basketball.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of hoops this weekend, huh?
Yeah, a whole lot of hoops.
Whole lot of hoops. How was the Jordan Brand Classic?
Man, it was lit,
Hey,
bro.
matter of fact, you finesse, Mike, because not finesse, but I'm just mad as shit that you went. But I was like, hey, when you said, yeah, I'll send a video when I get home, I'm like, nigga, ain't it on the internet? Ain't that how you saw it? So your ass sent a live motherfucking clip at the game. I said, oh,
Yeah,
this is
bro.
the man.
Yeah, I was at the game, man. It was lit though, man. I I mean it's a Jordan Brand Classic, bro. Like I honestly wasn't expecting to see the top of the top high school players in there. Like usually, they kind of be scattered a little bit where you'll get a couple players in the top or whatever. But man, the number I think like numbers like 1 through 10 in the country was there, bro. So it was definitely a good experience, man. I haven't seen high school basketball in person in years. So to see the top athletes, top basketball athletes, soon to be NBA stars and college stars, bro, to see them in person and see how polished and refined their game is already at 17, 18 years old. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Um, I would say this, bro. Kudos to whoever be doing these rankings because I think they be getting them accurate for the most part. But man, like I said, just seeing these cats in person, bro. Specifically AJ DeBonsa, the one that's going to
Yeah.
BYU,
Going to BYU.
bro,
And the B in BYU stands for bad because boy did they spend it getting him.
bro. Listen, just the real deal, bro.
Yeah.
Real deal. Size, strength, athleticism, speed, dribble, shoot, jump. Uh, Jit is the real deal, bro.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it was just good to see just raw talent. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Tomorrow's NBA stars. Like that was pretty
And
cool.
how did that kid who's going to Tennessee look in person?
Oh, Ament,
Yeah.
he was pretty good, bro. He got a quirky jump shot, but he is a good player though. He's really good. I think he's a top 5 player if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's like number 3 or 4.
Yeah, be 4.
Yeah, but nah, he's a good bro. Like the thing with the Jordan Brand Classic that I appreciated, like it wasn't no ducking. You know what I'm saying? Like it kind of had a and one Rucker Park feel where, they had an MC that was on every, you know what I'm saying? Like they had an
Yep.
MC on the court,
Was
and
it at the
every
MCI Center?
no no
I'm
no
sorry, not MCI Center.
MC
Sorry. The
is a
This
it's a
nigga's at the MCI Center.
right
bruh, that's
That
my
bitch done went through two names since then.
for real, bro. Nah, it was in Southeast down at the
bad.
Mystics Stadium.
Okay.
But like
The
I said, they
Mystics at their
had
home stadium?
it's new. I think it's only
Oh shit, I
maybe
didn't know that.
maybe not even 5 years
Hey,
old. I don't think.
but speaking of that, specifically to Nar and Mike, we got some news for the Washington D.C. area. It has been officially greenlit.
Oh
RFK
yeah,
Stadium will open in 2030. Well, the new stadium on RFK grounds will open in 2030.
yeah.
Um,
And it's gonna be lit, bro, because they
hey,
already have
yeah,
down there.
Doc, I'm old, bro. He said MCI, you
They got
old.
this joint
Yeah,
down
bro.
there that they put. It's called the Fields at RFK. So that's
Right.
where they held the battle tournament this year. So it's in RFK's parking lot, and it's like 7 or 8 football fields out there already, like brand new turf joints. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
nice ass playgrounds and shit. So
Yeah,
it's gonna
that
be
stadium
interesting
almost.
how they incorporate that into the whole, Commanders Park and shit.
Yeah,
Or
not
whatever
only
they're gonna
that, bro. I mean, I just wrote about RFK today. They
Mhm.
the demolition team. Some of them are there. They haven't started demolishing yet, but some are there.
Well, see that the only thing that bothers me about this because hold on, let me make sure. Uh, okay. Um, the only issue that I have with this is no, they weren't selected. Never mind. So we're good. I thought that going. I know DC was preliminarily in it to get one of their World Cup stadiums. Now, the stadiums that will be hosting is Toronto, Vancouver, Atlanta, Boston, Dallas, Arlington, so Jerry World, Kansas City, Houston, LA, the Meadowlands in New Jersey, Philly, Miami. I'm assuming that's Candlestick and Seattle, and then three stadiums in Mexico: Guadalajara, Mexico City, and Monterrey. So I thought the DC was going to get in the running for getting a World Cup stadium too. They have enough space far as like hotels and shit goes, but
No,
I
they
can
don't.
understand. Well, no, if you include Maryland and Virginia, because I mean they've had um, obviously big sporting events there before the Super Bowl and shit like that at some time. But I for sure just thought that was gonna happen.
I'm gonna let you know right now, brother. They don't.
Yeah,
And bro, when Amazon come here, we'll be struggling, bro.
for World Cup for a game, that's weird because I would have met. Well, yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Nah, the thing that people forget, bro, DC is only a 12-mile radius. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So yeah, it ain't the
Winston,
biggest
what's
of
shaking?
metropolises.
like
Yeah,
nigga,
I just
traffic for an event like that, nigga. Traffic in Northeast gonna cause traffic in Southwest,
You feel me? That shit gonna cause traffic in Arlington, bro.
nigga.
yeah, bro.
And like I remember when Amazon was here, being at the hotel, we're like the hotel oversold. So, bro, we were sending guests to Waldorf and to Columbia, bro.
Mhm.
Kill.
Oh,
And
we
that's
got an
all the
update.
way out the way. Columbia's a little closer, you know what I'm saying? Depending on if you go up 295, you know what I'm saying? But
Far
nigga,
as hell.
yeah, that
We
shit's
do
slow.
got an update in the playoffs. Indiana is officially up 2-0. They defended their home court for both games. They're up 2-0 on Milwaukee. Chances of Milwaukee coming back and winning the series are slim to none at this point. Indiana was the favorite going into the series. Obviously, with Dame being out, Dame returned tonight. I got to see what his stats were in the game. Hold on, I can tell you all right now.
I think he finished with 14.
Yeah, I don't think he did anything too crazy, but
Nah, he didn't.
yeah.
He he still don't look himself, to be honest.
No. Yeah,
Kind of expected.
yeah. Um, Dane, yeah. It did not look good for him. But that's expected. Like you said, it's going to take him a day or three to get that a game or three to get that rust off. But unfortunately, with only a 7-game series, you really don't got time for that. So Dot says Dane want to hurt Halliburton. Yeah, that's gonna be an issue next season.
Oh yeah,
They already that's gonna be a problem next season.
yeah. I wish Dan was healthy, man.
Yeah,
Because
facts.
Hallie, this is the most I've ever seen Hallie talk junk, bro.
Even in that Knicks series, he wasn't like talking crazy.
Nah, but just then, bro, that whole little 2-3 minutes stare off they just had, bro. He was running it just now.
Yeah.
So I wish we had a healthy Dame. I mean, but hey, they back in Milwaukee in a couple days, so we'll see what it look like on the road. You know, I mean, but Halliburton gonna come in with some extra juice. You know, he's from the Milwaukee area. So.
Yep. Christian, what's the deal, brother?
What's happening, y'all boys?
Ain't shit. What's good with you? How you living? How was your weekend?
Cool. We just chilled the family.
Okay.
I just got back I just had softball earlier, so I just got back home.
Okay.
And if the Bucks go down 3-0, they're gonna blow it up. Giannis
for sure.
Giannis to Golden State, and I think Dame goes to Miami finally.
If they go down 3-0, Dame hooking off. Yeah. Dame stealing off on Snowman.
Hold on, Christian. You say Giannis to Golden State and Dame to Miami?
Possibly.
They're
gonna blow it up.
I think you got a better chance of a team that needs a guard like Dame for him to go there versus Miami.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking because how long is he under contract for? Is he a free agent this year?
I don't think Miami should be in a Dame Lillard sweepstakes.
I think Miami need to stay with what they got right now and build. Now them going to get Giannis is intriguing.
Yeah,
that's intriguing.
Yeah,
Giannis to Miami.
Yeah, that's very intriguing.
Kinda. I think they would need more shooting because him and Bam together.
Yeah.
Unless you
but
shooting comes a dime. No, I'm saying shooting comes a dime a dozen in the NBA today. That's not really anything I'm factoring in that they won't get. One thing Miami's always done is do well with guys who can space the floor and shoot that shit. So I'm not worried about it per se, but
it'll be interesting.
Him, Bam, and Hero. That's a very nice three. I don't think it's enough to beat the Celtics.
That means Wiggins out of there.
Hey, later, Wiggs.
And I know Miami has some pieces to mess with.
Yeah, for the second best power forward of all time, I'm trading whatever.
It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, but yeah, man. That's what's up, man. Well, let's get into it, man. The playoffs are here. The playoffs are set.
Hey, before we do that, bro, can I say something real quick, bro?
Yeah.
This shit's been bothering me for a couple weeks.
Yep.
What's your biggest issue with Zion as far as his game? What you want him to do more of?
His health.
No, I'm saying what you more.
His. I think
if he was a knockdown shooter.
I think I know where you're going with this, but my biggest issue is his rebound.
Bruh. Jaren Jackson Jr.
Let's go.
Talk about it.
Let's go.
Bruh, talk about it.
This man don't want to do nothing but shoot threes, bro.
Let's go.
Talk about it.
Let's go.
Like that shit
Let's
really
go.
be going me, bro. You 6'10", and you can't get 8 rebounds a game, bro.
8, bro. We have lowered the bar to 8. It used to be, especially
to
like depoys and shit like that. Ain't no 5-6 rebounds a game. Hell no.
Hey, boy.
Minimum 10. Minimum. I don't care about the old NBA dog. You are as athletic as they come. You should be getting 6 off of athleticism alone. 4 off of trying on mismatches.
The shot really be blowing me, bro.
It is annoying. His game is so frustrating to watch because we usually hear about undersized, especially at the 4 and 5. He really plays undersized. God, I'm so glad you brought that up. That bothers me. Like, you should be in the lab every game cleaning up that glass 10, and in the playoffs it should ride to 12. Now, they're matched up obviously with OKC. So I understand OKC is wrong, but you're the main and the de facto. Steven Adams is not there no more. I understand Zach Edey is there, but there is no excuse for Jaren Jackson, who's defensive player of the year.
He getting put in the bag by Chet just then, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like, come on, man. What are we doing here? I don't care that you're chucking up threes. I don't care about that.
Yeah.
That is it is
It's messy.
irritating to watch. To watch his game is irritating.
No,
It is irritating.
I'm not sure if anything bothers me more than him not rebounding, bro.
Yeah. See, not to bring Zion up, but see with Zion, I understand that that's partially due to the fact that um that's a conditioning thing because rebounding takes a lot of effort. So I get that. But with Jaren, you're not out of shape. You tall, you big, you just won't do it. You just won't. And it's irritating to me. But,
It really is.
Oklahoma City is a convincing 1 seed. They are putting belt to ass to Memphis. And there's something in this series that tells me Memphis is getting more than a game. I'm not going to count John Morant and Jaren Jackson out that they can't get a game, but they're outclassed. They are outclassed. This is not the same Memphis team who was the 2 seed in the West a couple of years ago. This team is dealing not only with the firing of their coach, but just overall the roster is not a competitive roster for the elites of the NBA. They just don't have it.
Earl.
Mm-hmm.
Ja La Za.
Memphis info.
Thunder info.
Thunder info.
Okay, she's 3.
Damn near.
It's
Damn
nasty.
near. Yeah, man. The Oklahoma City Christians.
Hey, man.
Christian, don't act like Oklahoma City. Hey, look, as soon as they get to the finals, that's gonna be his team again. I swear.
Oh God, bro! On
Absolutely
God,
not.
he about to go
Absolutely
find some
not.
KD 5s.
What you
Like-
mean? 'Cause actually, I saw KD6 is making a return. Might have to
They
copy
are.
that.
They are.
Next
They
year.
are.
But no, once if the Heat get eliminated, when they do, I'll be watching the Florida Panthers defend their title. Big ass hockey fan.
Yeah, and we'll
Don't get me
get
started.
into that too.
No,
Christian,
don't
I
stop.
don't want to hear that, bro, because you ain't going to
Nah.
the playoff games, bro. I'm going to a playoff.
I don't want to hear that.
You not going.
I'm
bro.
going.
You not going, bro. Stop.
Sick of it. I'm sick of this shit.
Stop.
The
You about to go-
malarkey needs to stop.
Christian, you not going, bro. You was just in Tampa and the Yankees was there. You ain't go see them, bro. You in the house.
They
You
weren't
in the
there. They weren't
house.
there when I was there.
Okay. All right. I thought they was. My bad, Chief. You know what I'm saying?
The Yankees were.
But
there.
I'm saying, bro.
Moving on, man. What we got, bro?
Moving on.
Hey, so
but
yeah, I got some shit. You know what I'm saying?
What you got?
Since I feel like our goal is always to have free conversation about shit. You know what I'm saying? About sports shit like that. So I'm saying just now. I don't know if this is on the Rolodex or whatever, but I was just scrolling through Instagram stuff like that, and then it led me to getting on ESPN and just reading different stories. So now I'm at first the narrative was that the Mavericks owner was with the GM as far as the moves he was making and stuff like that. Like they were on one accord. Now it's coming out that he doesn't really agree with what was going on because basically he feels like the GM was uninformed on a lot of the moves he was making, particularly obviously the Luka trade, with not knowing how in tune Luka was with the fan base and how much he meant to that team. And here's the thing, right? And it made me think that while it is on the GM, so like you have to understand the magnitude of the player that is. Also, if Mark Cuban was still the owner, he would be able to relate, you know what I'm saying, in his mind, what it would have been like to trade a prime dirt. Like, fuck no. You know what I'm saying? He won a championship towards the end of his career. Now, nobody ever had the same notions on him as far as being lazy, out of shape, shit like that. But at the end of the day, he didn't win a championship till later in his career. You know what I'm saying? And he understood how much dirt meant to the Mavs and to the city of Dallas and shit like that. So I think with it being a new owner and not having that relationship with the team at that time and knowing what a similar European-born player who's a superstar of the team, what that meant, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody, to me, even though they were completely different styles of players as far as how they play in a way, they have very similarities. They both played the game slow to their own pace. They both like to, you know what I'm saying, create separation through their body as opposed through quickness to create shots and shit like that. So to a fan, you kind of see Luka as a baby Dirt, you know what I'm saying, in his own way. So you would understand the magnitude of trading a player like that would have, you know what I'm saying, on the fan base. So I just found it interesting that now that, you know what I'm saying, people are continuing to press Nico Harrison in interviews and stuff like that, ownership is starting to change too. And I want to see how y'all felt about that.
So let me start out by saying, first of all, I don't want to hear you're oblivious to basketball bullshit when I just saw you compare Luka's slower approach to the game to Dirk. Not yes, they play two different positions, but just your understanding of creating separation for shots. Stop that being coy shit with basketball, nigga. Lock in. You understand what I'm saying? You clearly have knowledge of the game. That being said, um, so I tell you what my synopsis of it is. As I've thought about this for a while, I do think that Nico Harrison is taking the blame. I'm convinced of that now. I think that what it boils down to is this: the owners understand that they are losing money with Luka being out. However you want to chalk it up, you chalk it up. They are losing money, hand over foot. Now, look, are they going bankrupt? No. But the impact that Luka had on Dallas was one that, like you said, you can mirror it to Dirk prior to it.
Jerry Jones might feel that shit or at a restaurant he owned down that motherfucker.
He just might, and that's why it's interesting to see Jerry Jones speaking out about this. But you got to understand, everything in Dallas runs through Jerry.
Yeah, bro. I mean, the most famous person or the most popular person or beloved person in Dallas is not a Cowboy.
Right,
Come on.
right, right. So you gotta ask yourself, or we got to really look at this thing and say, okay, if Mark Cuban was as involved of an owner as he was, and he was, Mark also knew basketball. Mark also changed the NBA a lot more than ways that people know. Mark changed a lot of shit in the NBA, as far as nutrition. He changed it as far as how players were treated, chartered, the whole nine. He changed a lot of things that he's going to get credit for when he's not here. Um, and they don't have that same kind of ownership now that's tied into the game, which I understand. Mark bought the team for like 30 or $50 million and sold it for $5 billion. You come on. I'm not gonna fault Mark for selling that team. But what I will say is the owners that are there now are business minded people at the end of the day. And to me, they're throwing shit on the wall to deflect from it being a decision on them and the fact that they made a decision that goes against their investment.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it looks like to me.
Only thing they worried about, bro, is getting that casino down there.
That's it. That's all they're worried about. That casino. That's all they're worried about. That's really what I get from this franchise ownership group. They are not worried about championships. Nico may be, and that's what, if you notice, Nico gave basketball reasons as to why he traded
Luka.
Luka.
I mean, Luka.
Yeah, traded Luka for AD. Which, look, okay, he got Anthony Davis back. You got a top 75 player who's in his prime back. Yes, but you also did give up the future of your franchise for them. Now you can argue that he did the right business move, because if they weren't going to sign Luka in the offseason, we're not going to give him the $350 million, then they would have never got AD back.
Mm-hmm.
So you can argue against it. He got something back for it, but Luka Doncic is Luka Doncic. He's a Hall of Famer already. Let's just get that shit out the way. He's a Hall of Famer today. That's what it is. So, um, I would just say that's my synopsis on it. But Mike, I'll pass the ball to you and see what you got.
That was it, bro. I ain't got nothing to say on that, bro. I I've been saying it, bro. Nico's taking the brunt of the blow. Um, and of course, it looks worse right now because they're not in the playoffs. And I mean, if we're being honest, Barring injuries, they would have been the top 3 seed.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it looks bad. Nico looks really bad right now because of those factors. But none of these, I don't think you make a move to appease today. You know what I'm saying? You don't make a move for today. You make a move for today, tomorrow, and the rest of in the future. And I think that's what it is, bro. It's a future move. You know what I'm saying? I think there are bigger plays to be made or more plays to be made, and we just have to stay the course. We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, ownership on some bull for real though.
They want that casino.
That's it.
Yeah, that's all it is.
That's it.
That's literally all it is. And look, I understand that casino. I still think that Jerry's going to have some kind of play in that casino. And I understand business is done under the table. Technically, if you're not a Native American, you really can't. But come on, nothing that happens in Dallas that's big money don't happen without Jerry Jones. I'm sorry, you're not going to convince me different. You just not. And I'm not saying he's a bad guy or nothing. I'm just saying that you're not going to convince me different. He's Jerry, dog. Like, it is what it is, man. But
I think so. They trying to get the casino down where the stadium is. I think if Jerry was to jump in this, Jerry wouldn't give a damn if it's down in downtown Dallas. You know, his stadium's not even in Dallas.
No,
neither one has ever been in Dallas. So there's so much land out there. So much. Oh man, you can put it anywhere. But like I said, I understand the owners wanting to have it in downtown Dallas. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely the moneymaker. That's where everything is. But let's say if Jerry was to jump in, I mean, casino sell itself, bro. You don't need to. Nobody cares where a casino is located. If it's a casino, they're gonna go.
Facts.
You know so yeah, that's that.
Yeah, I mean, that's just how I feel about it. But whatever the case may be, I think that they still are moving towards getting that casino moved on. But back to playoff basketball. Look, we said it last week. The Clippers are the most dangerous team in the West if they're fully healthy. And they played like it yesterday. Now, look, the scoreboard will tell you, because it was only a 3-point difference in the end. But there was just a sloppiness that I saw them force the Nuggets to play with going into the second half that they really pressed them defensively and turned that series around, tied it up 2-2 going into LA, which this will be the first time the Intuit Dome will be hosting
1-1, my boy.
I mean 1-1, sorry. This will be the first time the Intuit Dome is hosting the playoffs, right?
Yes, sir.
It's the first year. Yeah, it's the first year. So that atmosphere is going to be rocking in there. But shoot, look, Ric Flair at the Laker game. That's funny as hell.
Should not be at that game.
But I mean, shoot, just it's coming into fruition, bro. From the beginning of that game, Kawhi looked like, I hate to overuse the word prime, but prime Kawhi. Kawhi really looked like
No, he really
Kawhi
did that.
He had 39 points and he missed 4 shots yesterday.
I never seen that Kawhi that we saw yesterday, bro. I've never seen that version.
Yeah, Kawhi looked amazing.
The only time, obviously, I mean, it's easy, but I remember that run in Toronto. You know what I'm saying? He was special on offense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said though, the efficiency, and then the shots that he was making, you know what I'm saying? Some of them were tough and contested. Other times he was just getting open. But the niggas' hands are so big. His jump shot always looks so controlled.
Everything about him is controlled, bro. His shoulders are wide. His hands
way he
are
dribbles the ball.
You
know
bro.
What I'm saying? Everything always looks so under control.
He don't never look like he forces anything. In a more.
What was James Harden numbers?
I know he had 7 assists. I got to look at what else he did.
I feel like to me, while we say when healthy, they're the most dangerous. I feel like that is true, but it's also like when they're healthy and James Harden is playing and making shots. You know what I'm saying? Because
go
ahead.
I was gonna say I think they have the luxury of Harden not having a good game because they have Kawhi.
Yeah, but to me, it's like although we're not in a superstar era anymore, like you still like most teams have two guys that in order in a 7 game series. I'm not talking about just on a nightly, you know what I'm saying, in the regular season, but in a 7 game series when shit gets crunchy, like how we saw, you know what I'm saying, and the easiest example that I could think of is that 2016 finals when LeBron and Kyrie both had 41. You know what I'm saying? Like you need shit like that in order to win in the playoffs against other great teams that you're playing. And I feel like when you're talking about the Nuggets, although they had the coaching change and shit like that, their roster, their core guys, you know what I'm saying, with Murray, motherfucking Jokic, and those guys,
Michael
they've won a
Porter Jr.,
championship.
Aaron
You know what I'm
Gordon.
saying? So it's not like they're just the Clippers are just playing anything ass team in the first round. So
No,
this
not at
right
all.
here could have easily been, depending on how certain shit went in the regular season, a later playoff matchup. So because of that, it already raised to that intensity where your guys have to perform. Fuck who you know what I'm saying? This ain't like playing just some, you know what I'm saying, bum ass team in the first round. Like you got to go out there and get it. So that's the only reason I say to me, if James Harden doesn't turn up as well in order to match Kawhi, you know what I'm saying, or at least like have ridiculous assist numbers to where it's like 15, 16 assists to where we know other guys on the court are having some crazy nights, whether it's two niggas that scored 15 apiece, or you got motherfucking three niggas with 10, whatever the case may be. He has to start putting up some extraordinary numbers as well in order to beat a team like the Nuggets in the first round, especially with the series being tied 1-1. They have to defend home court. At least they can't let to me, because a split to me still now puts it back in the Nuggets' favor. And you don't want that bitch to go to game 7 in Denver. So they got to win both of these games at home, take a 3-1 lead, and then, you know what I'm saying, be in command going back to motherfucking Denver.
I think
Yeah.
that what we saw with Braun and Kyrie in 2016 was against a team that I don't think we've ever seen in the last however many years we can go back. So I think it was necessary for them to do that, to perform that way. But in the West right now, I don't think there's a pure dominant team besides the Thunder, and even that might be a stretch because I feel like the Clippers are the better team out the West. Clippers and Lakers.
Now let me ask
So
you this. Let me ask you this
you have
question
the you
because
have the
what you
but
just said
you
was very interesting. Let me ask you this. You
uh,
said there's no outside of
hmm?
the Thunder. You don't feel like there's that clear cut dominant team. So to me, are you saying that all of these teams are really good? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because that's the point that
it's
I'm getting at.
good.
It's not that um, one team is better than the other. I'm saying that even if these teams are evenly matched, nigga, Kawhi himself is not to me gonna beat Jokic and Murray.
I
That's why
think
I'm
he is,
saying
bro.
like
No.
James Harden
We've
has to
seen
step up.
Well,
we've
James had a
seen
good game. He
and
had
No,
18
that's why
and
I was
7.
asking because I didn't get to watch the
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
game,
he
but
had
when I
he
was
so
watching early on,
James
he was
had
missing a lot.
18 and 7. He did shoot a lot of shots.
Like
I'm
to
not gonna
me,
say
that's what I'm saying. To me, that's not gonna win this series. Like James Harden
no, it's
has to
not. No,
average
it's not.
25 this series.
He has to, and you're right because the fact you have Joker who can get a 30-point triple double,
That's what I'm
and
saying.
you
Like
and Michael Porter Jr. having 15 and 15. You know what I'm saying, or Aaron Gordon, even
then they had that
Jamal
other
Murray.
little skinny nigga who had like 8. He
Yeah,
wears number 8. I forget his name.
yeah.
Derrick
So
Jones
I mean,
Jr.
No, no,
yeah.
no. He plays for Mavericks, though. I'm talking about last name start with a P. He got like
Norman
little
Powell.
bro.
Norman Powell.
Oh, Norman
No, he
Powell.
plays for the
It
Clippers.
was
I'm talking about for
Oh,
the
I thought you were
Nuggets.
talking about the Clippers. I'm sorry.
No, I'm talking for the Nuggets.
Watson.
Christian
Peyton
what?
Watson. Is
Something
his name
Watson.
Peyton Watson?
Yeah,
You
Oh,
talking
yeah,
about,
yeah, yeah.
who you talking about? You talking about for the Mavericks?
Nah, from the
I
Nuggets.
mean,
No, the
No,
Nuggets.
from
He
the
got
talking
this
Nuggets.
about Brown?
black dude,
Talking about Brown?
skinny.
Yeah.
You say black dude, skinny black dude?
Yeah,
Mm,
Hold on, what position?
he's some sort of guard. Hold on.
that's
What?
Watson, bro. That's Peyton Watson.
Oh yeah, I think you talking about Peyton Watson came off the bench.
Yeah, yeah. And
Young
then
boy.
you also still got Russ coming up. Russ had 14 last game, but
That's what I'm saying.
Russ made a bunch of timely plays, boy.
he did. He
Like
surely
niggas
did.
don't like
He
to talk
surely
about it
did.
when he do.
He surely did. He for sure, especially with the way that Joker, because niggas also, you know what I'm saying, turn the other way when Joker be fucking up. The way that Joker has 7 turnovers, and they went scoreless for like the last 9 minutes or something else. It's something wild, like, bro. You know, it's just it's unfortunate that they don't have real guidance right now per se. I think their coach is doing an all right job, but they don't have real guidance from a standout coach that tells me that this team could win a championship. Because I think that Denver has the nucleus to win a championship still. I think they have all the pieces to win a title right now. I don't think it's going to happen, but I do think that they have the pieces that if it were put well together and orchestrated well together, they'd be fine.
I think they need just another shooter.
True. They could, yeah. I'm not mad at that. I mean, what hell, more shooting in this
Porter
NBA.
Jr. Yeah, Michael Porter Jr. is their only real threat at three. I mean, I ain't gonna say the only threat, but he's only like bona fide. You know what I'm saying?
He's they consistent. You know what they really need, bro? They got to figure out what the plan is with Jamal Murray, and if not, you got to trade him for pieces that will help that team overall. While he has the trade value. You really.
My thing is this: like, all right, you trade him. Now you need a ball handling guard, and nobody's going to trade you for one better than him for him. So it's like, in reality, you got to be going for draft picks when you trade a nigga like that because he's at the tier where you're only going to get niggas worse than him. So you need some sort of compensation for what the team doesn't know what it could be.
Mm-hmm. Here's my issue with
him. I got the perfect player for him.
Okay, who you got?
Well, we just saw him. Trade them for each other.
Who, Damian Lillard?
Yep.
If you're in a win now situation.
And I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna tell you why I say this here. If you look at the way let's look at Milwaukee, the way they play. Giannis, when he defers to Dame, it's kind of like hey, you're a top 75 player. I know I need to give you the ball. You know what I'm saying? It ain't. I'm Giannis. I'm the best player. You shoot when when you open it, or whatever, and which it should be. But it's like, all right, I'm gonna defer to you now. Whereas you get Jamal Murray on the team, Jamal Murray plays. Murray plays. He doesn't play to take over games. He take over games when he needs to, and when he's in that zone. He doesn't mind deferring. You know what I'm saying? Dame has a hard time deferring because he's never had to. Albeit the first year or two with LaMarcus Aldridge. Now look at Denver. Look how Denver plays. Murray, like I said, he only turns up when he has to or when he's on. He defers to Jokic. So I think Murray has no problem with deferring, which he would do for Giannis, bro. And
you know what's even better, Mike?
They need somebody who can just go out and get buckets at any time, and Dame's that person.
I agree with you 100% because also, just to go a little deeper, pause, Dame would still not be the type of person to defer to Jokic. However, the difference between Jokic and Giannis is Jokic can also be a pure facilitator. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll find Dame wherever he is, you know what I'm saying, and allow. Now the question is, can Dame play like Steph Curry? To where, all right, so with Giannis, it was like, all right, either nigga, you gonna take the ball and drive it, or I'm gonna take the ball and create a shot. To where now with Jokic, it could be, all right, I'm gonna take the ball and create a shot, or I'm gonna give you the ball. If you don't have a shot, I know for a fact, all I have to do is find a way to get open and you'll find me.
Yeah, for sure. And then the floor space is more for Dame as well because nobody's checking for Giannis to knock down a shot. Joker, on the other hand, he's shown that he's capable of knocking down the 3-point shot. You know what I'm saying? So I think the floor will open up even more for Dame if he was over in Denver.
Yeah. I do think this, though. It does give credit to what you were saying that them opening up getting a shooter, a pure shooter, like you said, you know what I'm saying, that they need.
Yeah.
Because Dame is just a jack of all trades. My thing is this. Joker's what, 28, 29?
30.
He's 30?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be in the same position to need to upgrade again in 2 years. Now, I'm not taking nothing away from Dame at all. Please don't take that. But he's got more years behind him than ahead of him.
Oh, yeah, for sure. He's 34.
You know, I don't know. If it brings you a championship in 2 years, fuck it. Who cares? The problem is, does that move make them better than the Thunder?
I don't think there's nothing they can do right now. I ain't gonna say there's nothing they can do to make it. You know what they should do? They got to go all. I know this sounds like we're beating an old horse, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because we put this man on every damn team. KD, bro.
Hey, man, how y'all doing?
What's up, bro? I think, like I said, it's beating a dead horse because we put him on every team, bro. But I really think KD would
you talking about trying? To win a championship in the next.
So you saying KD, Dame, and Jokic?
Not even Dame, bro.
So, sorry for being late, fellas. I know I normally am on time. I just got tied up in some stuff, and I'm here. Can you just speed me up on what did I miss? Because I feel like this conversation is very interesting.
Well, we're trying to figure out where does Denver go to be in true championship contention.
They're gonna blow that team up.
But okay, so Mike, this KD thing, right? What are you giving up for? Because it does answer issues for Phoenix because the Warriors are not the Warriors, but the Nuggets have a lot of tradable pieces.
Come on, bro. Bad call, bro.
How long is KD under contract?
No, they do have tradable pieces.
How long?
I'm talking about
the game, bro. Yeah, I'm talking about the game. My fault.
How long is KD under contract?
I think 2 more years.
Put it like this, man. I'm on Mike's side of what he said about Kevin Durant last week. We can't just keep making up scenarios for this man on where he go because it seems like I know like we can't judge on because he's not there, but track record shows in the last presidential term this man hasn't done anything productive to say the least on every team he has done. So if we put him on Denver, like you got to give up Jamal Murray. You're not keeping Jamal Murray if you think that's going to happen. So they're not.
Jr.
Jamal Murray's going. Michael Porter's going. What's that white boy from Kansas?
Brown.
Yeah, he's gone. He's going
I
to
don't
be
know
gone.
how the fuck his name is Brown. That shit is Braun, bro.
Hey man, the English language is the hardest language. It's the hardest language to understand. But
I think that's German. But okay.
No. We good evening. Good evening, Dale. I'm just saying, the English language is the hardest language because certain words we use don't make no sense. Like,
and more so to go deeper.
Oh no, I was saying his last name was German
because we use so many of the same words for different definitions.
Thank you, Nard.
A lot of our language is based on tone and not the actual words.
Yeah.
No. I apologize. I was trying to say Christian Brown's name.
Spell Colonel.
I thought Christian Brown's name was German. That's what I was saying.
Oh, absolutely, it is. Yeah.
My fault. I didn't make that clear, but I agree with y'all point on English.
Yeah, but I just go ahead. I think
I think Denver's in a tough place. What they have to do before anything is establish who's going to be the leader of this team as far as coaching. What coach is there available that really can lead this team? Because you got it. Realistically, we probably won't see this team blown up for 2 years. And the only reason I say is because whatever the coach that comes in is, you're going to have to work with what you have. See if you actually can win with this. Because when you interview, you're not interviewing to say, hey, when I come in, I'm going to trade this, that, and the third. One, you're coming in with a new GM. You're coming in with a new head coach. You're coming in saying, I can win with this because of this, that, and the third. You can't go on hypotheticals.
Hey, I would try to go get Chauncey Billups. Coach.
No.
He just resigned.
Damn.
Earl, I want to interject. I would say you have to keep this coach that you just have because
just elevate him to a full term.
Yeah, yes, because I don't think it will be constructive to take this man into the playoffs knowing that he has to set this team up to the best of his ability. And with the debacle that happened with this franchise, just to roll in and hire a new staff, because that's going to send a message to the players like, I don't give a fuck what none of y'all niggas think. So you have to
Or
give this man.
Then this GM search needs to go like this.
Yeah, I feel
yeah.
You have to keep this coach for at least 3 years. You
But
have to.
The GM is more important because the
It absolutely is.
Since they know that GM and coach have to be tied together, especially after what happened with Booth and Malone, they've got to hire the GM first. That's got to be priority one, and especially because the draft is coming up.
Yeah, just keep the coach.
So they got to hire the GM first and let the GM hire the coach.
Yeah. And what's the best coaching experience to get? Then your first meaningful games are in the playoffs. So he can.
I mean, they win this series. He probably locked up his job.
No, even if he loses this series, he should keep this job. Yeah. It's no. What do you mean?
Well, you got to think, bro.
I don't know if he's a lock if they lose this series.
You got to think. You're gonna have to consult with Joker to see what the hell he wants to do. That's first and foremost. Above anything,
they do because they fired Mike Malone.
I understand.
They did inform Joker that Mike Malone would be fired.
You cannot not have Joker's input on this coach. That is first. Suicide.
Yeah, you got to take care of the GM first.
No, I understand, but I'm saying you have whatever you do, you are going to have to. Joker has to be inputted on this as much as every other top star in this league. He has to.
I'll give you.
There's no other option. But moving on to the rest of the playoffs, real quick because we are running a little bit behind time.
Orlando, man.
Boston is facing the Orlando Magic. The first game, of course, was Sunday. They beat them pretty convincingly, almost by 20. Jason Tatum is questionable for game 2, but there's not really much to say. Or doubtful for game 2. I will say this. In the first half and for the most part of the game, let me be very clear. Orlando, you've had Shaq and Penny. You've had Dwight. You've had
Tracy McGrady.
Yeah, Tracy. You've had. Let me not be disrespectful. You've had Aaron Gordon and Nikola Vucevic. I will say this. Do what you can to keep Paolo Banchero at all costs.
And Franz
Wagner. Because what Paolo's potential is to be as a matchup nightmare every.
Which Mo?
You talking about Mo Wagner? Yeah, if it's gonna keep Franz happy, sure. But what I'm saying is this: have been.
I just watched Simmons. I don't care about my brother.
You have been through cornerstone after cornerstone after cornerstone. Do not lose Paolo Banchero because of poor choices in management. Build this team properly, because I'm telling you, Paolo is going to be a problem.
Oh, I'm just watching Peyton Pritchard, just thinking about how much money the Magic gonna offer him this offseason.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't want to speak for Dell, but I want to say is the Magic's offense is pretty stagnant. They need a point guard. They truly need a point guard. They truly need a point guard.
We need a point guard, and I wanted to wait for Black to fully develop.
You can't. It's too late. You can't wait because
you in go mode now.
Yeah, you got 2 max players at a young age, and all it takes is for a franchise that have capital to just draw one of them into them. Yep. So you have to do your best to keep these guys. I mean, I thought you guys were going to go out and get De'Aaron in the middle.
I did. I just knew Foxy was going to the Magic. I was
hoping.
Yeah, I thought you guys were the clear favorites to get Fox.
But I think they're trying to set up to get Trey.
Yeah, they are. You guys are, but I don't think is Trey a free agent this offseason?
He's not a free agent. I think he's
because nobody
2 more years back.
Atlanta finna get rid. He's not going to be in Atlanta next year.
Yeah, he's not going to be in Atlanta.
Next year.
But they're not going to trade him within the division.
Oh yeah.
No, heck, no.
That's probably right, but
To they rival in the division, low
because
key.
the only
Yeah.
only other squad I can think of is Charlotte. But even with Charlotte, that's still the same division.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I
That could be
see.
a serious problem.
I mean, hey, I can see. I can see Trey in Orlando, but they're gonna try to take Franz and Jalen Suggs.
Oh yeah,
If they,
100%. They're not letting him go for nothing. Hell no.
yeah,
No.
they'll
Now,
probably
granted,
let him go for nothing if he was going to the West. But any team in the Eastern Conference, they're gonna try to milk.
we got to remember too, they just fired Landry Fields, so they're
Yeah.
looking for and they're looking for a new GM as well. And what's happening with that is they're that new GM is going to try and make a splash to either get pieces back for Trey or build a team around Trey. But I really am putting more so stock into. I think Trey in Atlanta is over. I think that's done.
Yeah.
I think it's run its course. But yeah, Celtics. I don't see. I had the Celtics steamrolling to this final, so it really doesn't matter who the hell.
Yeah.
There's nobody in the East that's going to beat this team. No.
Whoever played the Celtics in the second round, so God bless you.
Yeah, I don't care who it is. There's no team left in the playoffs that I think is a legitimate threat to Boston in 7 games.
Mm-hmm.
Not
That's
one.
true.
Not one. And as a Laker fan, I hate to say that shit, but taking my bias aside, it is what it is. But to the next series,
I feel like any team in the West could take the Celtics to 6 or 7, like convincingly.
They could push them to 6, but I don't think they beat them.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Unless
Actually,
the Thunder are clapping, they're getting their cheeks clapped. Hell no.
Yeah. Yeah, in a 7-game series, I think the Thunder's they're getting mollywopped.
Yeah.
I would say if on the perfect night, right? If they fire an all cylinder, if Luka and LeBron, they could take the Celtics to 7. They're gonna lose, but they're gonna take them to 7. Just if they're firing on all cylinders.
Well, let me not be disrespectful and say cheeks clap. I think 4-1, maybe 4-2 at best for the.
I'm gonna be real. If the Celtics play the Thunder, it's move your hand season.
Yeah, honestly, bro.
If it's 4-1, that's cheeks clap to me.
You're right. It is.
No. 4-1 is not cheeks clap. We gotta be more respectful.
A gentleman's sweep is cheeks clap. Anything after is respectable. A sweep or a gentleman's sweep, move your hand, girl.
I'll be the only one to say this. Clippers play the Celtics. I got Clippers in 7.
I don't know about that.
Clippers play who?
Hey, bro.
Clippers play Celtics.
Hey, Christian. You ain't always got to give a hot take, bro.
Clippers play the Celtics.
Yeah.
You got Celtics.
Don't get me wrong. Everyone in this panel love Kawhi. In the words of Jadakiss, it's good. It's just not enough. It's not going to be enough.
I think you do well to get 2 games, and that's if they all caught COVID.
And the only way I would say this, the only way you probably could beat the Celtics is if the Celtics bench don't show up, because the Celtics starters can play like ass and still win. They bench it.
Yeah.
They
got another starting 5 on the bench.
Yeah, they have probably one of the best bench I've seen in the last 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
I know, like people want to bring up the Warriors. Oh, I get that.
That's about the only bench I can see that's comparable.
But I feel like this bench is more complete. But I think this bench is more complete because everyone
OKC's the Warriors bench was just older, so this bench is definitely younger. But shit, man. The next matchup, I don't think there's really nothing to really talk about with that. Cleveland and Miami. Look, GG swim good, bro. That might be 4-0. That's about the East Coast. That's about
the LeBron James.
Yeah,
talking about the LeBron James
invitation. Yeah, this the LeBron James Invitational, and Cleveland is telling Miami to swim good. The Rockets and Warriors is a very interesting matchup.
Best series.
Somebody betted me that Miami was going to win that series.
Best series.
I'm still going.
Best series of the playoffs.
All right,
Warriors.
That's a failed test. That's a failed test, Christian.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
You know what it is,
That's
Christian.
fine.
That's
fine.
You, man.
No.
You're not operating heavy machinery.
I respect Christian though. You got to be confident. You have to be confident
Bro, there's a fine line between confident and
Confidence
delusion, bro.
delusion.
No. But for you to be confident, you have to be delusional.
I'm confident he's wrong. So
Bullshit.
Hey, Chloe, you saying they might get one game? I got y'all damn near winning this series 3-0. There ain't even no need to play the fourth. Y'all would be better.
I'll be real. Even if they had Jimmy Butler, I still don't think they would have beat the Cavs.
I think they'd have got 1 or 2 games, but no.
They probably would have
Cavs
got
just a
one.
better team.
The Cavs
The Cavs
just
just a better team.
the Savs, they're just overmatched. They literally have like fillers for the for the Miami
That's a
on
fact.
every part. Like
That's a fact.
I love Ty Jerome. I don't watch that many Cavs games, but all the games I watch, Ty Jerome has played well.
Yeah, Ty be going off.
The Warriors and Rockets, I think that's a rubber match. That really could go 7
Best
games.
series in the playoffs, man.
But I do think that the Warriors, while the Rockets do show up big early, I think that the Warriors show playoff basketball is really played in 4 quarters. And when you don't have a clear, what's very glaring to me about the Rockets is this. I understand that Alperen Sengun is an all-star player. He's probably going to be all NBA.
This is his first
Rockets
moment.
still do not have a leader on the floor that I think is a go-to guy for that push. They're a great collective, and I think that Alperen Sengun is the de
He's
facto.
also coming into it own.
Yeah, he's the de facto, but I don't think there's a actual alpha on that team that shows to me.
The person that was supposed to have been an alpha is not doing shit.
Well, he's burping.
Yeah.
You talking about
he's getting.
You talking about the Filipino?
He's
Whatever
getting
he
burped.
is.
He's getting burped. That's what's happening. He's getting burped. The guy who was supposed to be the guy, I think actually, it would not shock me if they can get a dog back. Jalen Green get traded this offseason. That would not shock me one bit.
They just paid him.
I understand they paid him. I still would not be shocked if they traded him. Not one bit.
I think nothing crazy though, Mo.
Yeah, they paid him.
Hey, if I pay you, I expect you to come to work.
No, I don't think that it's a thing of him.
Yeah, but if I can get something better.
Jalen Green this season.
To me, I feel like Jalen Green is only 22. I don't want the team to give up on him already.
I understand, but you got but
then it's like you see what Cade did, and
I see what other 22-year-olds are doing, and Ime after a year. Look, Ime's coming from a situation where guys were 22 and were ready to go win a title.
I don't have time. Let's be real. All right, you see, I'm with you, my bro. I'm with you. I like that, and I think Mike might have something to say about that too. But you got to realize, Ime also got ushered into a great situation.
He absolutely did. Yeah, he absolutely did.
From a coach that already like breaded the team from 2 different periods.
Absolutely, absolutely.
He had everything. So it's unfair to to compare the Rocket.
No, they're definitely different situations. But even if you look at say a team like I need a real comparable team to them. The Magic have their guy. The Thunder, or not the Thunder, have their guy. Shea's a little old; he's about 25. But the Timberwolves have their guy. The Cavaliers, I think Shea.
I think I know what you're saying.
Mitchell. It's Jalen Green not becoming that guy, and we're going into year 5 next year, and he has never been an all-star. They didn't draft him to go into year 5 to not be an all-star.
He also played in the West, bro.
Even if playing in the West or not, there's other guys that have gotten it by his time.
You gotta think about it.
Anthony Edwards is in the West, and they were a poverty franchise when he was drafted, and he took them to the West Conference Finals in 3 years. They didn't draft him to here.
But look at Booker. Booker didn't become an all-star until year 6 or 7.
Book plays for a poverty-stricken franchise. The Suns, I don't expect anything from the Suns except for free lunch or reduced lunch each and every night. They're lucky that Kevin Durant likes Sun, and that's just what it is. But when you're the Houston Rockets and you're coming off of 10 years of success with James Harden, you didn't go through that to draft this guy number 1 to say, oh, he's developing in year 5. This is the NBA. And this ain't a situation where he's hurt. Like say
I
Zion.
get that.
I think he has great upside, but to me, if you have a chance to get a franchise guy who will take you in next to Alperen Sengun, will be that guy. Yeah, bro, you trade Jalen Green. Get him out of Houston. Get him away from all them lamb chops and all them strippers and everything. Get him away from all that and send him to a place.
What do you think you could get back?
It's a lot you can get back for him because he's got great upside. The problem is we're in year 5, and we still talking about upside in a league that guys are all NBA by their 3rd year. And the development's getting faster and faster. And yes, I'm an advocate for guys being allowed to build. But we're in a situation where they have a roster that with Alperen Sengun, an insert MVP caliber player here, this is a team that can contend with the Thunder to win the championship out of the West. We don't have time for this. It's been nice knowing you, Drea, and that baby, and your stepson brother. We'll see y'all later. GG's.
Stepson brother is egregious.
We
You
see
did
y'all
not
later.
say that. That was
baby
so unnecessary.
is egregious.
Yo, this nigga
see
Demon
ya.
Johnson trying to kill Van.
See y'all later. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying, bro. I'm sorry. No, but look, going into the next matchup, we got the Knicks and the Pistons.
Del, you got anything to say about this?
Yeah, let's defer.
What?
You guys anything to say about this?
It's tied up
1-1. Lead the floor. It's all you.
What did I say? What did I say before the series started? I said
I don't know. Remind
a lot
me.
of New Yorkers is talking heavy, like Detroit is sweet. Like they just gonna run up, sweep them, and going on to the next series.
Right.
I just want this to be stated and said. I'm still picking the Knicks in 6.
AJ, what's the deal? Oh, while we are here,
and
shout
Nelson,
out.
if you're listening, I'm still picking the Knicks in 6.
But it's a but.
Go to Detroit and even just split. Scratch that. Give me.
You got Detroit in 7.
Give me Detroit. Not in 7, in 6.
Oh yeah.
I can't lie. I spoke to some purists, some people at the Alphabet Boy office in Secaucus. They said it's a lot of people are leading to the Pistons in the office. So I don't know, man. I just feel like, I just have one thing to say because I do live out here. And as I was taking a nice little walk earlier today, I was hearing people on the train and even like in the streets complaining about the officiating. I just want people to, like a man once said, man, you can't, prepare for, for stuff like this. It's life. Like you just have to deal with the intensity of the game. It's gonna be moments where it don't go your way. You still got to figure out how to win. So
I'll say this about officiating. While, yes, I do understand that officiating can be ticky-tack, and I'm not saying that officiating isn't an issue, but that's an all-sports issue. And on top of that, remember, this is still a game played by human beings, and you're going to have bad officiating as much as you're going to have bad play. So, unfortunately, it's just one of those things where most times you're never going to have a perfectly officiated game. But I will say that while I understand that the Pistons may have had the
my gosh, shout out to my Nigerian game.
The Pistons may have had the benefit of the officiating last game. I will also say Karl Anthony Towns playing the way he did not help them in any way, shape, or form. So you do have to factor in all factors with that as well, outside of just one thing. And it was a 6-point loss. So they played well. But I got to tell you, man,
the Pistons need somebody else to.
The Pistons are another team that need a guy.
Hey, where's Devin Booker from?
Whoa! Pistons are a young team. We got certain teams. We got to let them start.
Houston Rockets.
No. They are. The Houston Rockets are a young team too. What I'm saying is they are another guy away from being a really good ball club.
Where's Devin Booker from?
I don't know the
Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Grand Rapids. I don't. I've heard that for a while. I would like to see it. The only thing is, I think Devin really likes Phoenix. I think he really likes feet.
I think that's their
I
franchise.
like my home
guy.
too, Earl. You
Yeah.
know what you said. I like my bed too. I like home too.
Yeah, it would be good to see. But while we're here, shout out to AJ in the comments. AJ, hey, y'all tap into please tap into Mid Cards and Catering. They did coverage for both nights of WrestleMania. It was WrestleMania weekend, and if you want the best, and I put emphasis on the best coverage in
If you want
professional wrestling,
supreme detail of
tap in,
wrestling,
tap in with Mid Cards and Catering. It is union business. Shout out to Show Your Work live each and every Thursday. It's union business, man. Y'all know what it is. Throw your U's up. But yeah, man. Do we have any more? No, we covered every matchup possible. So that being said, let's get over to the meat and potatoes of this week. Y'all know this podcast was started with a love for, as AJ would like to say, the alpha sport. It is the NFL draft, people. No, hell. It is the NFL draft.
Sport. Soccer's the alpha sport, bro.
Hey,
let me tell you something.
To be Guyanese right now, brother.
Yeah, listen.
You don't have to be Guyanese right now.
I hear you. I hear you.
No.
But hell no, my boy.
I'm gonna say, Earl don't watch soccer. I mean, soccer is considered the alpha sport worldwide.
Everywhere else in the world.
I would like to exactly boo this nigga, man.
I was just saying he said alpha sport.
The alpha sport is
we talking about Champions League,
the National Football League.
Hey, Earl, I'm just saying, man.
I am not that football. I am talking brain to brain.
We got Champions
activity.
League. We got Champions League still in play, No.
It is facts. If y'all want to hear that, tap in with Reggae Boys. Each and every. Look, man, it's the NFL draft, bro. I've been waiting. You know what that means? That means grass is being cut. Grass is being cut on football fields all across America. It is time. We are weeks away from voluntary camp. We are weeks away from OTAs, and we are currently, what month is this? Is April? We are less than 4 months away from the Hall of Fame game. I almost get to hear pads on pad contact, baby. It's almost here. I've been without football
rolls his eyes.
Zendel, guess what? We don't give a fuck. Anywho, back to us that give a fuck. We don't want to hear that right now, bro.
I do.
Sport of the world does not equal the alpha sport. The alpha sport is where men are tested as men. Now,
soccer.
Usually we cover each team in the draft, this, that, and the third. We're gonna switch it up this year. We have had homework. We have had homework, so it's time. Nard, are you still with us? I'm pretty
Coach
sure.
Nard.
Oh damn.
I would be real. I didn't follow this NFL draft debacle that's going on. No, I'm so serious. It was like a lot going on. I just want to address one thing to like the college football thing. I know people were. Right back. I know people was upset that like Shador and Travis got their number retired, and people brought up Cordell Stewart. You have all the right to bring up all. You got the right to bring up all these people, but I'm gonna ask people this, right? Since you were so good at bringing up Cordell Stewart, at this particular moment, why you didn't bring him up when he was on the Pittsburgh Steelers, when he was in his glory? Like, this man, he came from my university. He's putting on NFL. He was on a video game cover. You didn't think about putting him in your Hall of Fame, but you give a man a little bit of power. His team brought y'all back to a little light within a 2-year span. It normally takes coaches like 6 years to take a program and actually get them ranked. He did that in 2 years. It was a great turnaround. But, the players he brought, they were bringing, notoriety to the team. So, hey, you guys brought a little fame to us. I mean, the coach is still there. He's going to bring more people. Why not have these guys shine a light on them, to show that, like, we change our ways. We're welcoming open arm. And that was my only problem. Like people was bringing up like other players that deserve. It's like that's cool, but we living it now. Like those players did their thing, and I'm not diminishing what they did for Colorado. But why is that a big thing when you didn't shine the light on them when they were like when
You
they
know
were
what my
pretty?
issue with this is? You know, it was the last person that I can think of that was like a dog at Colorado before they got there.
The running back, I forgot his name. He just passed away.
Y'all running back. Phil Lindsay.
Yeah, I mean, even that. It's just like it was a lot of. It's like I just feel like the Colorado like shine the light on Colorado thing is like annoying because it's like when they do good, it's like yo, we don't need to talk about this. But once they do something that's out of the ordinary, it's like let's talk about this much because this is the problem with giving people too much power. It's like, bro, let the people live. Like the college is gonna benefit from this. You're gonna see more players come here. Don't you want that for your program? Hey man, I hope the U retire Cam Ward number.
Mike, what you feel about that? The U retiring Cam Ward number.
This nigga got his rabbit ass mind.
I mean, he broke all the records, Mike.
So, Dale, what you think about it as a Miami fan?
He broke.
Is Colorado Ohio State?
No. I'm talking about Cam Ward's number getting retired.
We don't really have
good quarterbacks. We're not known for quarterbacks.
We have two quarterbacks that won the Heisman, so and one other good quarterback with Bernie Kosar.
Or like we can't live off the legacy of Vinny Testaverde, bro.
And Gino Turritella.
Like, bro, like somebody you gotta show representation. You gotta show. I don't want to use
I'm not angry about it if they want to do it.
I won't be mad if they don't
he
retire
needed some hardware. He needed to take him to the playoffs in order for that to be stamped.
Yeah, it's the downfall.
If he won a Heisman or something, I'd hear you out.
Yeah, the downfall of the end of that season is
the defense.
No. Just that's what takes him away from being a true all-timer in Miami. Plus, you're talking about guys who did 4 years versus 12 games. I think that I don't think that's a negative point on Cam. It's more so what the whole nature of this NIL era is going to be like. Are we going to be able to have real legends at schools over and over and over again? Like
we're not getting under that. We're not getting unless like they come from what's that white man word, nepotism. Unless we get like a bunch of arch men running around in college football, we're not getting players that's going to be staying at universities for 3+ years anymore. And we got to live with that. Like.
Before we fully get into the draft, a little bit of college news real quick. Essentially, UCLA and Tennessee have traded quarterbacks. That's essentially how this worked out.
Mike, I thought Isaiah Evans was going to leave us, but he stayed, man. That's a 40.
I know he wasn't leaving.
I agree, AJ. You have to retire Travis's number. And Shador, but you specifically got to retire.
That's a package deal. Like,
you have to.
Like Dion could be there for 20 years. Like, and
he brought Colorado to the highest they've ever seen since they won the national championship in 1991 or 92, whatever it was. Nobody started Colorado football. Stop.
Yeah, no, I think Bama won 92. No, Bama won 93 because
Bama won 90.
Florida State won.
No, Florida State won 93. Miami won 91. I think Colorado won 92 or 90. It's
Miami split with 91 with Washington. 92 was Alabama. 93 was Florida State.
Because if I'm mistaken,
Colorado got it natty, but I can't remember when it is.
If I'm mistaken, Sean Alexander wasn't on that 92 team, right?
No.
Hell no. Way before.
No, yeah. He was probably in middle school still. Colorado has a national championship 1990. It was 90 that they won.
Oh, okay, 90.
Yeah. Yeah, they won in 90. I know it was something like that they had one. Because I think it was when they had the AP national champion and also the it's pre BCS, so it's like when they would have two national champions or whatever, all that shit. But yeah, all right. So what we did was instead of covering all the teams, we're going to stay specifically to our team. Christian, I would like to hear and start out for you. What would you like to see the Pittsburgh Steelers address in the 7 rounds of the NFL? Now, I just want to give you it's 7 picks, but what glaring from last year do you want to see the Pittsburgh Steelers address?
I think the D line. We're getting a little older there, so I'd like to get a little younger.
Yep.
Definitely address the O line too. We had some holes in there. I mean, if we can draft the QB late in a round and look to develop, then I'm all for it.
Okay.
But at the same time, we really don't have people to develop our QBs. We've been fortunate enough, and by fortunate I say Big Ben, to draft Ben last to be our QB. After that, it's just been a run to QB really. So if they can get a QB for cheap late in the round and work with him,
late
sure.
The first round you talking about?
No,
just right now. Oh, in a later round.
In a later round, like we get a QB like in the 3rd round, then I'm for it. But I do think that we need to address our D line and our O line first before getting the QB, and address the secondary too, because we only got Trice and Porter Jr.
We just got Darius Slay at corner.
Yeah, but
which that's
that's a
band-aid. That's not a
He did not want to leave Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
he did not want to leave Pennsylvania.
That's damn near like Pat Pete that last year we had.
Exactly.
That ain't really,
so I would address realistically. If we get a QB late, sure, but I'm not like too keen on it. I think we should address the defense first for him.
So I know it's going to be unfair because both of us are fans of the Steelers. So unfortunately, both of us will be speaking about them instead of everybody else of their team. But I think quarterback is the glaring issue in one. I think you have a good chance of somebody like a Jackson Dart being available.
Damn, you don't want to get the immunized quarterback?
I would like to get Quinn Ewers. To be honest with you, if you want me to be just God honest with you, I'd like to make a trade or hope that the news about Shedeur Sanders just gets worse and worse over the next 2 days and he falls to us. But
no,
I've never been that lucky.
He need to fall to 6.
But I've never been that lucky. So
y'all not drafting him. What are you talking about?
I don't think y'all are drafting him. Y'all took Geno and signed him to an extension. I don't think y'all are drafting him.
Yeah, and you just got Geno.
Well, might be Shedeur.
Well, we have the 21st pick.
Brady and Sanders is cool, so
yeah, we'll see.
I mean, that means nothing. Brady could also lose his license.
Yeah. I would like for Shedeur to be available, but I'm being honest.
Shedeur will be in the same city as Zion.
I know. Trust me, I know. He's definitely going at 9th to the Saints, but God, I wish that was happening. Jackson Dart or Quinn Ewers are definitely answers for me.
I would love Jackson Dart.
Dart would be good for y'all. I think Dart could make y'all a contender, like build y'all to a contender team. Like if you put with the right pieces, and if Mike Tomlin, stop living off of that legacy of being okay.
I would actually after that I would like to address the running back situation. I know that it's frowned upon to take running backs in the 1st or 2nd round, but I do think with guys like Amari Hampton and Boise State, Ashton Genty, which I think the Cowboys are actually taking Ashton Genty. But if those guys are available, I definitely would love to see that happen. I think that's just a glaring need that we have. And then the defensive line. Look, you got to start looking to replace Cam Hayward. I actually wrote notes on this. You got to look to replace Cam Hayward. It's time. Cam's definitely got more years behind him than in front of him. And the reality of it is that defensive line, you're going to need somebody who can help Watt with the pass rush.
Yep. Well,
if you want,
did they have one guy that was he was out for the season?
Yeah, but
With
still,
ACL?
yeah, but you still
Hey,
need to keep up that defensive line as much as
I'm
possible
sorry to
because
break this to y'all.
as Watt gets
I just
older,
watched the mock draft. Ashton Gentry might be a Jacksonville Jaguar.
I could see it happening. I think that they're
I'd be
looking to
sick.
move. I think they're looking to move past Travis Etienne anyway. So I could definitely see it. But for us, I think the defensive line, quarterback, running back, defensive line, and then our secondary are my main glaring holes. I think you can always beef up your wide receiver room, but who gives a fuck if you got a great wide receiver room if you have guys like Mason Rudolph throwing the ball? That means nothing. So quarterback, running back, defensive line are my first three priorities. Then you can go and get into your secondaries, your corners, and things like that. But to be honest, quarterback is where we are hurting. You are in a division where you have two guys who are Hall of Famers and one guy. Anyways, they're the Browns. So you have two guys who are arguably top 5 players in this league. This
Absolutely.
division is won off of quarterback and great defenses. And I'm telling you now, if the Bengals turn the corner and decide to be active, building a defense up, the Steelers will be third place in this division for years to come.
1,000%.
And Jackson Dart is 100% a quarterback ass name. I could see yellow darts all like, come on, bro. Yellow darts
Do it.
all.
We need it.
I would love to see it. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Any quarterback that has had experience in a Lane Kiffin offense already comes in pro ready because of Lane Kiffin's tied to the pro game. So I said I wanted to go 5 to 7 minutes each. So Mike, let's go with you. What would you like to see the Cowboys address in this draft?
A couple things. I mean, of course, we need a running back, a capable running back. I don't necessarily think we need to uh, waste the top pick on a running back because I believe you can always get one of them. And this class right here is deep with running backs. So running back is the glaring need that everybody can see, of course. Secondly, we definitely got to get a number 2 option at wide receiver.
Yep.
Without CD, our offense is atrocious.
Yeah.
Then also, man, probably the biggest glaring hole that we have in our squad is a run stopping D tackle. Our middle has been ass for years. Pause. Our interior D line has been trash. So we can get a run stopping D tackle. 1, 2, 3 technique. That'll be great. We need another DB. We've had entirely too many injuries, especially cornerback position. We Diggs missed hella games last year. Deron Bland missed hella games. Last year, bro, we one game, I think it's 2 games consecutively. We started one cornerback off the practice squad and another that we had picked up off waivers a couple days before.
Wasn't it that week where y'all played the Giants on like a Thursday or some shit?
Probably, bro.
I believe it was because I think Neighbors went off on that game because he couldn't get the matchup for it.
Yeah, still got the ass whooped though.
But,
yeah.
Oh no, that did happen too. But I'm just saying.
Niggas always have a highlight against Dallas, but lose Odell Beckham. But yeah, bro. Wide receiver, running back, defensive tackle.
Jackson Dart is an ass quarterback thing. No, that's fire because
No, he says it's a QB ass name. Like it's
name.
Like it's a QB. Yeah.
That is because on third down, Dart by Dart.
I can see it now.
What else you got, Mike?
I mean, my fault, Mike.
Probably another linebacker as well. A thicker linebacker, interior linebacker, that can stop the run. I think we're good east and west. We're running sideline to sideline with Overshown and Luafau. Overshown, of course, with the injuries, you hope that he can stay healthy. This consecutive years that he's torn his ACLs, but he's shown hella promise. But yeah, those are the most glaring things, man. Those 5 positions. I would like to see addressed this draft.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I understand that. Okay. Z, what you got, bro? For the Raiders.
Um,
Just
Uh,
win, baby.
just win is
we
the
need a
correct
quarterback.
answer.
We need a wide receiver. We need an offensive line. We need a
Um,
defensive line.
We need to
We need
dig. We,
we
we
need
need to
Jesus.
dig. We need to dig Al up from the grave.
no, we don't. We need to leave Al where you at.
Hey,
Um,
all y'all best teams, Al was alive to see.
that's true. Um, if we're not gonna draft Shador, I would like to draft Ashton.
You're not getting him, buddy. You're not. I'm
You
sorry.
like to draft Ashton Gentry?
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
cause if you're not sure on quarterback, or if you're going with the middling quarterback, the best way to help him is with a great running back like Genchi.
Mm-hmm.
So I would go with him. It's not like we can get Abdul Carter or somebody like that. So
No, he's going number 2.
yeah,
It's going to be
exactly.
him, and that's another reason why
Well,
we need a
I don't
quarterback.
know
It's
because
it's going to be
it's
him and Miles Garrett
or
wreaking
Hunter.
havoc on the North for the next 2 years.
I
The
Nah,
next 3.
I don't
Abdul
hate
is gonna
Travis
be a
Hunter.
giant. No, Abdul is gonna be a
Yeah, he's
giant.
gonna be a giant. Yeah.
I don't hate Travis Hunter.
Travis going
Yeah,
to Travis going to Cleveland.
I don't
I
hate
hate
that.
that for Travis. I hate
I
that for
No,
Travis.
I
well,
actually like that for Travis
I
that's
think
a
because
he has
good
a really good
defense.
coach. I think their
I like
general
that
manager
too.
is a dumbass.
yeah. I mean,
I think
hey,
having a I feel so bad for Kevin
don't be
Stefanski, bro.
surprised if Irvin, Magic Johnson, and them, do something and trade up.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, because they've been making a lot of moves and they got a lot of
Mhm.
capital to give up.
They got a lot. They got a lot they can trade and move. Mo, what would you
Yeah.
like to see the Broncos address?
I mean, obviously,
Bro,
Broncos
you a
always
Broncos
spend.
fan, bro?
Yeah, I told you that, Mike.
Oh, shit.
What would you like to see the
Well,
Broncos address?
Well, the Broncos always spend their money on defense. They don't ever spend their money on offensive players. The last time they spent their money on the offensive player,
It was John
uh,
Elway.
no, John. We didn't spend money on John Elway. We drafted John Elway.
No, you didn't.
No, you
Baltimore
didn't.
drafted him.
Trade him.
Okay,
Traded for him.
okay. What team did he start for his first season? He was in
Oh,
Baltimore.
it was a draft day trade.
Yeah.
But okay,
Okay, so by that logic, Kobe's a Hornet.
fair enough.
I knew this nigga was gonna say that. I knew he was gonna say that shit.
Yeah,
I fucking knew he was gonna say that shit.
yeah,
It's
but,
true,
yeah,
but damn.
but
But yeah, now
the
what would you like to
Broncos,
see y'all?
the Broncos never spend any money on offense, which is smart and bad at the same time. I mean, I'm happy they didn't spend any money on no offensive play this offseason. We got Drew Greenlaw and them boys. That was a good pickup for us. Obviously, we're going to draft a running back
Hafanga.
because yeah,
No, y'all got a couple players, bro. I
yeah,
like Hafanga. If he's
yeah,
if he's
yeah. We
healthy.
got a lot of players. Obviously, we're going to get that Hampton dude.
You think y'all
That
take
running back.
Amari Hampton?
Yeah, I think if he's there, I think that's because we just lost our running back, so Amari Hampton. I would love for us to get.
Wait, y'all lost
Williams.
Jameson Williams?
Javante Williams.
Yeah,
Javante Williams, so not Jameson Williams, Javante Williams.
yeah. So
Really?
I
obviously
mean,
we're gonna.
they ain't gonna say they lost them. They like kind of like,
No, we
nigga,
let him walk. We
we
let him
good
walk.
on you, my nigga.
Yeah,
we let him
no.
walk.
I thought I for sure
I
thought that
mean, he
would
ain't
return.
honestly, bro.
He didn't do nothing.
He ain't do
didn't
shit
do
since he ran for those 1,700 yards against Miami that one game.
Yeah, we moved off it, which was rightly so. I noticed that when Sean Payton stopped, Sean Payton started taking his snaps away. I mean, it was also good because that actually pushed us into our playoff. But I would like an actual tight end, not some nigga that just there to block. I want pause. Yeah, pause. That was crazy.
Would you take a tight end in the first round?
No, I will figure it out in the third or fourth round. I don't.
Okay.
I want when I'm drafting someone in the first round, I'm dependent on you for 5 years. So, that's my number one thing. So the running back is immediate.
Tyler
My fault.
Warren, I feel like is worth it. Other than that, no.
I would say one thing too. If Mike and them don't draft that receiver from Arizona, we might pick him up. Because we're gonna probably move on from Marvin and them boys. Because
Yeah.
T-Mac.
yeah. So if we don't get him, because running back is the number one priority. I was looking into that as like a couple minutes ago. That's what Sean Payton wants the most is a running back in the first round. So we're gonna give him what he wants, even though I'm not the biggest Sean Payton fan. Bo Nix, another year under the belt. We just need O-line. I will draft a running back, and in the next couple rounds, just try to find the best O-line as possible. The defense is always going to be there. I'm locking up Patrick Surtain. We made him happy. We made the playoffs, so he's going to show a little sign like, hey, we're our best interest in you. But now we have to zone in on making like Bo happy on the offensive end. So next season, I'm already thinking about the following season. We have to spend money on offense. So once you draft this running back, we got to make a splash next season. We're gonna build off of whatever. We're probably gonna make the wild card again because I don't fear the Raiders and I don't fear the Chargers at all. So I think we can still make the playoffs.
Yeah, I think y'all are still constructive.
Do you fear the Chiefs?
I mean, they've been putting the belt. They've been putting the belt on us for a while, but I still think we always play them tough.
Y'all play them super tough. Like, I feel like y'all be splitting.
Yeah, we always lose on the saddest catastrophe. We supposed to sweep them this year. That win, I can't. That's part of life. That win in KC did a lot for them. So, but I think once we draft a running back, I think everything should just trickle down the O-line because I think Sean Payton offense needs good O-line for his quarterback to spread the football around. So that's it. Because defense, we're fine. Like we're gonna be a top 10 defense again.
Yeah. Y'all defensively got that shit.
We've been like a top 10 defensive franchise for the last 15 years.
I wanna go back to you with the Raiders. There is a new regime in town as far as you have football guys in the building. Say what you want, but Pete Carroll is a football guy through and through.
Mm-hmm.
He comes from the college ranks. He knows how to properly assess drafting players from the college ranks and getting them right for the pros. We've seen that now for the last 15 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
You have Tom Brady in minority ownership, but I do think that he is a consigliere to Mark Davis.
All right, Jeopardy, big word using ass nigga.
I don't be trying to use big word on this show either, because I'll be like, I don't want niggas to judge me.
Hey man,
but you do though.
I do think that he is a consigliere to Al Davis, and I think that he was brought into ownership not just for the glitz and glam.
Do you know what consigliere means?
I know exactly what it means, and I know what the purpose of a consigliere is, especially in that life. I'm not doing. Can I get my point off? We got to go here, y'all. CONSIGLIERE. Now, let's get back to it. I'm interested to see where the Raiders go from here because everything pre-Brady is gone, and I really think that Brady's going to have more input behind the scenes than people really think is going on because, of course, he's an announcer, this, that, and the third. I think he's a lot more involved. Is he the GM? No. But you have competent, proven figures in this office that can win and have won in the last 10 to 15 years. So it's like it's relevant now. AJ says the Raiders need Jesus. Some would say,
we do.
Some would say they have football Jesus in that office with Tom Brady. What are you hoping for in the next 3 to 5 years? What are you hoping for in the next 3? Now, what are you looking forward to in the next 3 to 5 years with the Las Vegas Raiders? Sorry.
Well, we need we need everything, like you said. I know you guys are making jokes because we all joke on each other's team, but we do. We need everything. I mean, our defensive line ain't too bad. We got Max Crosby. We got some other guys that
Yeah, I
fill
got the
in.
third best tight end in the league.
Second.
Yeah, third.
Second.
Brock is third.
Well,
Two.
Who was the first two?
we could maybe do something with Travis this year. I don't know.
I know, like, everyone
Travis
hates
kind of
him.
old, so
I know niggas hate him for what he did in Buffalo, but we're not gonna disrespect Mark Andrews. I know he dropped.
No. I think Mark Andrews clearly has shown that his step is lost.
He was injured. He was injured too.
I think Mark Andrews' best football is behind him.
No, I don't want to say that.
Still young.
He's still young, and it's like no. Matter of fact, I'm wrong. It's Brock has to be third because I forgot George Kittle. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I think George Kittle is the conversation of
that's
1,
me.
2,
That's
3.
me.
I think
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what. The reason why I have Brock third, it's like I know he had a great rookie season and it was
first
amazing.
All Pro, first team.
Yeah, but I don't want AJ to read. Here goes Mo and his football shit. But Brock Bowers was also one of the highest target person in the league, so of course he's gonna get all his numbers. It's like I know this is I don't like to be on Mike's side, but you see how people make fun of Dak Prescott for empty calories.
Hold on,
Brock had a lot
right,
of people.
Cool.
I'm just saying. You know how people say Dak.
Niggas got pressure with Mike. All right.
No. I'm not beefing with you, Mike. I'm just saying. You see how people.
Shit, bro.
You see how people make fun of Dak for having empty calories and stats, and it looks good, but he lost. Brock also had a lot of empty calories. I know you're gonna say, we don't judge skill players in quarterback as the same, but
you know me. You do know me.
But you also got to take into effect, if Mark Andrews was target at the rate Brock Bowers was, I don't say the numbers would have been identical, but he would have had kind of the same trajectory.
I'm not gonna say you wrong on that. I ain't gonna say you wrong on it.
That's the only reason why I haven't.
The only reason I got Brock Bowers this high is because he was first team All Pro.
Yeah, and I can't take that. I'm not taking none of those accolades away.
If he was just a Pro Bowler, I'd be like, let's pump our brakes. The dude was first team All Pro, and we clearly saw that Travis Kelce has lost a step. We've clearly seen Mark Andrews. Y'all say it's injury. I'll give it 2 years. Truth be told, Travis Kelce, as great as he's been, has not looked like he's been great, but we've seen the aging starting to come into effect for the last 2 years. He's been great.
His last good game.
Mm-hmm.
Last good game was in Baltimore in that AFC Championship. That was his last good game.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce game he played. That was the last great game he played.
He had a good game in the Super Bowl.
He had a good one in the Super Bowl, but I think
in the Super Bowl against the Raiders. I mean against
the Eagles.
No,
last year. Last year.
Last year, yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Against the Niners,
but he had a dominant game against the.
No. He actually against the 49ers. That game wasn't that great. The Eagle game, now that one was great. He scored the first touchdown against.
You talking about the first time they played?
Yes, that game was amazing.
No,
the last Super Bowl they won, he did not play well because he wasn't targeted as much too.
No, I'm saying the last game that to me, the dominant, y'all must have forgot game was the game he had 7 receptions for 160 some odd yards with 2 tutties.
That was against Baltimore.
It was
Baltimore.
Last year, Baltimore. Yeah. But what I'm saying is this: you got guys. Hawkinson is a real threat at the tight end position.
Like TJ.
I like TJ a lot. I think Bowers obviously had a first team All Pro year. George Kittle is still playing amazing at the tight end.
I like Ferguson on Dallas.
I like Ferguson on Dallas. I like him. I wouldn't say he's best in the league, but I like him.
No. He has best in the league.
And look, quiet as kept, Mike Gesicki had a hell of a year last year.
Yeah.
So,
but that's the Patriots. They love tight ends.
No, Mike Gesicki was on the Bengals last year.
He was.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Mike Gesicki was balling last year. But I don't know. I think that regardless of how you look at it, they have a great situation to build on because they have a skills position guy who could produce without a really NFL pro ready quarterback. And he still produced what he did. So I can't take it away from him because of the fact that without a quarterback, you're talking about a rookie that came in and was a top target at receiver or tight end in his rookie year. And that's some outworld shit for a position that typically takes a year or two to really come into your own with the continuity of the professional of a good offensive line as well as a quarterback. So you give me a guy like, say, Geno Smith, who comes in, who's been proven to be a Pro Bowl caliber player now that he got some consistency in his career. He also is playing with the guy who brought him to Pro Bowl level. Yeah, I think they get an offensive line and a solid running back. The Raiders could fight y'all for that second seed in the AFC West. They could really fight y'all in 2 years.
I don't believe
not this year, but in 2 years, I can see it.
Sure.
Yeah,
when Travis Kelce retired, that's when the Raiders will go up as a threat in the AFC West. They will always be lingering around with the Chargers. No disrespect, but like I view them the same.
I also think that division has potential for at least 3 teams to make playoffs.
No, it is. It is. I'll say this. That first Raiders versus Chargers game better be a primetime game.
Yeah.
That better be a primetime game. Because you have 2 guys that have been historically rival on all aspects of their football career, from one player being an actual player and a coach being a coach when he was a player, and then they both being rivals in college and then the NFL. Like it's definitely gonna be. They're definitely gonna flex one of their games as a primetime game
for sure. But look, man, we at an hour 45. We live, but it's time to shut it down, y'all. Christian, what's coming up in the world of baseball this week? Give me some primetime matchups.
Primetime matchups. Let me see.
Yes, sir.
Let's see what's going on. I've been focused on the playoffs, so.
I forgot my boy Yatu Sabe was still on the card.
Listen, bro. I thought that he was for sure locked. I don't want to have to be the guy to say it, but while Christian's looking that up, it is playoff hockey time.
Shout out to the Florida Panther fans.
Yeah, shout out to the Florida Panther fans.
No. Don't start me.
Y'all boys out there, man. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm trying to hear that shit.
Shout out to the Roof. Shout out to all the
Shout out to my Washington Capitals.
Ain't no matchups this weekend. Ain't no crazy matchups this weekend.
All right, cool. Well, let's get to the Stanley Cup playoffs real quick. In the Western Conference, the Winnipeg Jets are leading the St. Louis Blues 2-0. Dallas Stars are leading the Colorado Avalanche. They're tied 1-1. The Vegas Golden Knights, man, lead 1-0. They're playing the Wild as we're recording right now. The Kings are matched up with the Oilers. The Maple Leafs are leading the Senators 2-0 currently. The Lightning and the Panthers are in the third quarter as we match up. It is 6-2. It's game 1 in that series. The Capitals are playing the Canadiens, leading 1-0. Come on, Caps, let's bring it home. And of course, the Carolina Hurricanes are leading the New Jersey Devils 2-0 as well. I'm not in a rush for the Caps to win the Stanley Cup this year. It'd be nice, but with Ovechkin saying that he's not retiring this year, I would love to see this kind of record-breaking year be capped off with a Stanley Cup. I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
I'm gonna Stanley Cup, bro. Take your ass to Sports Authority, nigga.
I'm gonna keep it all the way a buck with you. First of all, Sports Authority's closed. Don't tug at my heartstrings, okay? I miss Sports Authority.
Sports Authority.
You said what?
Sports Authority was
Sports Authority closed in like 2008.
What's better than the Sporting Goods?
No, I think they closed around.
I'll say it wasn't
recently,
2008.
actually, bro.
It was recently.
2014.
Sports Authority?
Yeah,
The one in
Sports Authority
Daytona
closed
closed in 08.
Yeah.
You got to remember, bro.
Yeah.
Sports Authority was the name of the stadium in Denver.
Yeah.
They just changed that like 2 years ago. If that.
Oh wow.
Sports Authority closed
Oh, my bad.
on July
2016.
29th, 2016.
Good Lord. Okay. Shitting me. The more you
Sports
know.
Authority.
Either way, we are a DSG
Memories.
household over here, baby. We are a DSG household.
What that mean?
I'm not saying what that means.
Paul Sporting Goods.
Paul Sporting Goods. Okay. Yeah, Paul Sporting Goods. Exactly. Big Paul Sporting Goods. Ayo Sporting Goods.
Hey, yo.
Richard Sporting Goods.
Shout out to Nelson. Nelson said Sports Authority closing Obama was president. The Mets have won 6 in a row, smoking on Philly blunts. They did indeed pummel the Phillies.
Shout out to the Mets.
But the wildest thing in baseball this week was the Cincinnati Reds
beat the dog shit.
The Baltimore Orioles ending 24-2. Now,
I'm not shocked.
Why is that standing out to me?
None of that shocks me. We live long enough to see teams win games like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that I think obviously, you know, the way the scoring is in baseball today with the pitch clock and so on and so forth, I understand. But
it's crazy that like people brought up the pitch clock about the score being like that. But if you go back and go back in time to like, they said like if you go back to like 1975, we have more 20-point win games in previous generations than we
oh yeah, 100%. There's been lopsided scores like a motherfucker. Yeah, absolutely. It's just crazy to see 24-2 in real time. And it's like that's never going to get old to see that kind of ass.
Yeah, hey man, I watched the Astros put beat when they was in the NL when Lance Berkman was on the team. They put the beatings on one team. I forgot that shit made the ESPN. They you know when ESPN used to do that slideshow of like highlight. They did that shit. They did that shit back to back to back. I still remember that. It was like one of the funniest days.
Yeah,
I think that's when what was the dude that was the manager for the White Sox? Ozzy. Ozzy was complaining. Ozzy was just complaining that whole week, and I don't think the Astros had beat the White Sox that skill, but Ozzy was just complaining about like players, cheating the game.
And Nelson, you're right. The pitch clock is definitely it's an excuse. There is poor play. Because it's still 30 seconds. But, you know, hey, man.
Can I say something real quick, fellas?
Yeah, for sure.
No cap, bro. It's refreshing to hear niggas say sports shit that, I mean, of course, we all sports heads. We all can relate to shit, et cetera, et cetera. But it's refreshing. Like, my man's just dropped the name, bro. Lance Berkman.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's one of like the random names that you can just throw out there, though. But he was actually a fucking great player, bro.
Oh, 100%, bro.
Like just to hear people like say shit like that there, bro, and don't say the typical Barry Bonds or Ken Griffey Jr.'s or Alex Rodriguez. Like, bro, that shit is so refreshing, bro. Lance Berkman, fam.
I'm one of those guys, bro. My favorite player is not a quote unquote GOAT. The reason that I love baseball is because of the second greatest swing of all time. I understand Ken Griffey's the first, but the second greatest swing of all time.
Gary
Robinson Cano?
Absolutely. Hell no, Christian. Gary Sheffield. He is my favorite Yankee. I don't care that he didn't win a World Series. He is my favorite Yankee ever.
Don't call him a fucking Yankee.
Whoa. Hold on. He's okay. I know technically, and not technically. I know he won with the Marlins. I get all that. I don't give a fuck.
I just want to say,
I had a Gary Sheffield jersey in high school. So,
bro, don't call him no fucking Yankee though, bro.
He's a Yankee.
The nigga played 3 years with the Yankees.
He's a Yankee. I know he went to Detroit after. I understand all that, and I know he was with the Marlins.
He's a Marlin.
I know he is. But to me, yo, can I say why I love? Do I ever tell y'all what y'all can't love?
I mean, nah, nigga, we can love it. But
can I tell y'all what I love, dog? Can I tell y'all what I love, man?
Nah, Earl, I get where you're coming from too, Earl. Or I get what you're
Nah,
coming
nah,
from, Chief.
fuck,
I
no,
know it's
no,
No,
like
no, no, no,
calling
no, no,
Roger.
no,
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 I
no, no,
know
no,
it's
no,
like
Mike,
calling
Mike.
Roger
no.
Clemens a Yankee.
Fuck
Shoot.
that.
No. Roger Clemens is a Yankee. Roger Clemens is a Yankee. Whoa. Roger Clemens is a Yankee.
No. Okay, maybe not Roger Clemens. It's like calling. It's like calling. No, hell no, it ain't that.
It's like calling Jackie.
I don't even agree with that. Roger Clemens is a Yankee shit. I mean, granted,
Why not?
the bloody
Why
sock
not?
and all that shit, bro. But bro, because man, the nigga's known for Boston, bro.
Yeah, he is.
Hey,
Nah.
Well, he's really just
He's
known
not.
for something.
He's not.
Mike,
Nah.
Mike,
Roger Clemens
Bro.
was known more with the Blue Jays and the Yankees before.
No.
What?
Mike, you
Bro, he played
no.
He played like 15 years with Boston.
No. He played 11. He played 11.
11?
Yeah, no. It's a fact. It's a fact.
Don't get me wrong, Mike. I get where you're coming from. He won MVP as Boston, and he was a game away from winning the World Series in 1986. I get that, but if you ask Roger Clemens where he felt the most dominant is, he will always say he felt the most dominant.
He won 2
as
titles.
a Yankee.
Yeah, he won 2.
No. It's not even about the title. He will literally say he felt the most dominant when he played with the Yankees because he had run support.
That was his apex of his career.
That was the best team you ever played on. Too.
This shit sound like my homie calling Carmelo a Laker great the other day, bro.
Whoa! Mike,
hold on. That ain't the same. Hold on.
Mike,
now, Roger Clemens played 5 years for the Yankees and won 2 World Series. That's way different.
Could have been 3.
Way different. Should have been 3. We should have won in 03, but it is what it is. That motherfucking Dontrell Willis beat and Miguel Cabrera. They beat.
Why you should have won in 03?
Miggy
Josh Beckett.
No, Josh Beckett.
Miggy was on that team.
Miggy was on 03 and 97?
No, he was on 03, not 97.
He was on 03. Okay, right. No, Chef was on 97 along with
Marlins won in 03, right?
Yeah, Marlins won in 03.
Marlins won in 03. They beat the Yankees in 6.
Right, man, we ain't finna get into the goddamn Yankee shit, but we'll talk about the Yankees some other time.
Yeah,
what other Yankees y'all niggas got that y'all like? Whatever y'all like.
But like I said, Chef.
What's your team?
Since they talking about it, what about 04?
Dell, what's your team? Dell,
04 happened. 04 happens, Dell.
Dell, what's your team before?
I used to be a Braves fan, and then I kind of stopped liking the Braves after Chip retired. So I just wanted to be a hater.
Cool. Now I have to ask you a question. What happened in 1999?
Goddamn.
Hey, man.
Goddamn.
Mike, man.
Because I didn't bring up the past. I did not bring up the past. You brought up 2004. Now I'm going to ask you. When you saw me.
Hold on. They was talking about 03. I just asked about 04.
Yeah, I asked about 1999. I asked you, just you. I didn't ask anyone else. I said, no. What happened in 1999?
Hey, man, we got swept by the Yankees.
Mike, this is not about you. This was not a shot at you, Mike.
I'm saying, bro, you talk about the Braves, though, bro.
I did not.
Man, can't be a fan in peace.
I didn't even start this. This was Dell's doing it. Literally, all you said was, yo, I appreciate, people dropping names like Lance Berkman, because, there's a lot of unsung heroes of the 2000s. Like, it's like guys like G.F.T.S.
Nelson dropped a gem.
Yeah. Like it's guys like
Jeff. Yeah, man.
It's guys like
Hey, listen. I
Jeff Kent, Grady Sizemore.
Red Sox, but I'm not going to lie to you. I hate the Red Sox, but I love to watch Manny Ramirez play baseball. I'm not going to lie.
One of the best hitters
ever. I still think Big Papi is overrated. Anyways,
Big Papi ain't overrated either.
Because look, bro.
Oh, Big Papi is the best DH ever.
He is right. But
niggas
acted like he was a godsend.
Look, yeah, bro, he came up in the clutch. What you mean?
Look, he got ran down in his own house, in his own crib.
Oh,
okay,
man.
See, now you moving the goalpost.
I'm joking. That is Red Sox.
Well, yeah, man. Hey, Chipper Jones is the reason I love baseball, bro. I'm out of my game after. Nigga, I'm a true righty, bro. Because of Chipper, I started hitting left-handed as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I played third base.
One of the best at that position. Top 2.
Yeah.
Top 2.
Chip.
I fuck with Chip.
Yeah,
Chip was tough, man. I remember when I was real young, my neighbor, like they were diehard Mets fans. At my old crib, they were diehard Mets fans. And I remember like my family from Atlanta came, and one of my cousins, he had a Chipper Jones Mets killer shirt on, and my neighbor dead ass threw a water balloon at him.
Damn. Yeah.
But honestly,
I'm making
we
a
naming
goal to go.
we naming random players, bro. I told Earl this. People ask like how or why I'm a Braves fan. Like I told Earl, bro, when I was a youngin, I went to a baseball camp,
Mm-hmm.
and it was the first camp I can remember, bro. Like I was young, bro. Like I don't know, bro. I was young, bro. I was probably like 7, 8. But it was Fred McGriff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, crime dog.
Oh, Mike,
crime
hold
dog.
on. Stay right there.
Hey
Well,
Earl,
you
say you're gonna send it to me, bro.
I got you, bro. I got you.
Crime dog.
But yeah, bro, Fred McGriff, man.
Crime dog was so tough. Crime dog was tough.
That's what made me fall in love with the Braves, bro. He at the time he wasn't a Braves player at the time though. I think he probably was with Toronto, probably. I can't remember. Maybe he was with Atlanta. No, I think it was with Atlanta.
Crime Dog was also with the Devil
Tampa.
Rays. I remember.
Yeah.
Rays.
But I want to say it was before he went to the Devil Rays though, because he's the reason I like Atlanta. So he had to be a Braves at the time. But
I got you, Mike.
The camp was in like, okay, yeah,
it's coming.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. It's coming.
The camp was like in like Sarasota or some shit, bro. And yeah, bro, it was a baseball camp, and he's the reason. Oh my gosh, Ant-Man.
Oh Lord.
Yeah,
oh my. Oh Lord.
My Lord.
Woo-wee. That being said, once Mike finishes his story, we about to get out of here and go watch the rest of this game.
Oh yeah, bro, my story over, bro. Shout out to the Braves. Shout out to Fred McGriff. Yeah.
Word. Well, shoot. Y'all know what it is. We'll be back next week with our review of the draft, highs and lows. Of course, we're going to give out our grades, talk a little bit about the end of the first round, maybe the start of the second if people are sweet. And yeah, and after that, we'll be taking a week break. And shoot, we may be going on we will be going on our summer schedule after the NBA Finals.
Yeah,
so
we'll see y'all after the draft.
Yeah, facts. So we'll see y'all after the draft.
Peace.
Till next week.
Peace.
We out.
Yo, peace.